Hello, everybody. Hope you had a good and restful break.
Yes. Happy New Year. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Mr. Towles.
And I'm Miss Turner.
And we are Mars, and we are going to share the screen and show you our presentation for what we are going to do this semester. And here we go. All right. So in Mars, this is the spring of 2021. I am Mr. Towles. This is Mrs. Turner. And our theme this semester is music, movements, and the power of identity. Okay.
Yep. So you can see on this slide, one of the questions we're going to be asking ourselves this semester is, how is our identity shaped? So there are a lot of different parts of our identity. We have race, ethnicity, class, ability. So we're going to be diving into that and how that shapes who each of us are.
All right. We're going to talk about how music shapes our identity and a little bit about how our identity can also shape music. And going into answering this question, how understanding yourselves can help you get to where you want to be, and determine your self-determination is what we call that. Mm-hmm. In science, when we hear a sound, why can we identify it? We're going to talk about that. We're going to explore sound intensity, and sound is a very powerful thing. And we're going to get into how that works and how it affects your hearing and how you feel and your brain and your emotions. What happens when sounds resonate? And we can take that idea from physics and apply that with how we resonate with certain types of music, certain genres, and also why do we resonate with certain social movements out there? We're going to explore the difference between music and noise and investigate why some sounds really go well together while others do not. Exploring the effects of music on the mind and the body. In math, we're going to talk about correlations and whether or not there's a relationship between music and brain activity, between social movements and actual social change, and noise pollution, and whether or not it causes hearing loss.
Yeah. All right. Then our book for the semester is called Trumpet by Jackie Kay. So this book is going to be focusing on the life and death of Joss Moody, who was a highly successful jazz musician whose death reveals a surprising secret. Mr. Towles and I know what that is, but we're not going to tell you yet. So in this book, we're going to be looking at identity, gender, love, and self-determination. All right, then in social studies, we're going to be looking at 4 major movements. So we're going to look at the women's rights movement, the LGBTQ movement, the civil rights movement, and the Black Power movement. So we will be starting off with the women's rights movement. And what we're going to do is we're going to analyze it from the late 1800s to the early 1900s, and we'll use it to think about how our personal identities can conflict with movements that are fighting for our rights. Then we're going to go into the LGBTQ movement. So we're going to look at the evolution of LGBTQ representation in the media, as well as the movement for their civil rights. And we're going to ask ourselves the following question: why is representation important? Then for our last unit, we're going to compare and contrast the civil rights movement and the Black Power movement. And we're going to question, what ways should we determine ourselves and our identities? And should we challenge the social norms around how we embrace our identity? Then we have our music appreciation class. So this is a class where we're going to listen to songs and artists of the following genres and talk about their impact. So we're going to be diving into jazz, disco, funk, hip hop, and rap.
Mm-hmm. And music workshops. This is why Mars exists, because of music. We're going to play music online on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. And this is where you come to learn and play some awesome music. All right. So I will be teaching you all the guitars and taking you further into the guitar studies.
And then I will be teaching you guys the piano and keyboard, and we're going to be learning that in the semester.
And if you're going to choose one or the other, you get to take some instruments home with you and use them at your house to practice. All right. We're also going to work with Youth Speaks. They're going to show us about lyric writing, poetry, and rapping. And they're going to help us with the final product, which, by the way, you will form a band online and produce a digital representation. It's kind of encompasses video, audio recording, live instrumentation. This takes the place of a normal concert that we would normally do at the end of each semester, but because we're doing online learning, we're going to do it this way, virtually. This is going to include an audio recording that combines your live instruments of piano, guitar, beats, loops, and lyrics that summarize what you've learned in class.
Okay.
All right.
Then the big question. So how many credits will you get? So you will get 15 credits per hex semester. So that's every 6 weeks. And you will get 13.5 credits from productive attendance in classroom assignments, then 1.5 credits working on your own. And an important thing to note too is that you get these credits if you show up to class on time. So that means in the morning and also after lunch.
You have to complete all your assignments and turn those in for the credit. It's the actual work that assigns you the credits. Attendance makes you eligible for your credits. And you can also get additional credits outside of these normal 15 on your own if you do extra practice and additional work for the class, which we will discuss in the project. Here's a quote from someone who graduated from Mars. They said, "My experience with Mars was amazing. I learned how to use my voice and get out of my comfort zone. They also really helped improve my work ethic. I can honestly say that this project will really make your future brighter, especially if you want to be a musician, rapper, artist, singer, or songwriter." This is from somebody who was in the project for a good long while, but they have graduated. And thank you, everyone.
Thank you. And hopefully we will see you in our project.
Okay. And here's a summary of that you need to take note. Again, our theme is music, movements, and the power of identity. That is our class novel will be The Trumpet by Jackie Kay. The final product is a digital presentation with original songs and lyrics with your band. And finally, you can earn 45 plus credits for the whole semester. Remember, it's 15 for every 6 weeks. And when you have 3 of those, you get 45. And plus you can earn more if you want to.